Hey guys, it's Kevin Clancy with Clancy Real Estate, your Capital Region real estate expert. I want to thank you for joining me on my video real estate blog. As you know, I created this blog to share some ideas and insights into what's going on in the Capital Region real estate market, as well as what's going on just in life in general. Hey, I hope you are watching this video from your phone on the beach somewhere. Summer's here, it's hot, the track is open, everybody's going to their camps. So we're seeing a little bit of a summer slowdown in real estate, which is kind of what we expected. Certain segments of the market are still super hot in certain price points, as well as we go up in price over 350, we are starting to see significant shift to a buyer's market. But every neighborhood is different, every town is different. So if you want to know what's going on in your neighborhood, call me directly. I'm happy to talk about real estate. I love talking about real estate. But that's not really what I want to talk about today. Today I want to talk about how you won the lottery and you probably don't even know it. And it's a lesson I learned from an Uber driver. I had an Uber ride the other night, and it was really interesting. My Uber driver had 5 children, had come from a country in the Middle East that, quite frankly, I had never heard of, but it had taken him years to come over here, works as a chemist, and he's working part-time as an Uber driver to support his family. But it was an interesting story just on the struggle of him coming over here and how much he appreciated this country. And, I've got clients that are complaining all the time about upstate New York and the taxes and how horrible it is. And all this guy saw was the beauty of the Adirondacks, the cultural diversity, and everything there is that the capital region has to offer. And he'd come, several thousand miles to get here. So it's really interesting. Just the diversity on views, where I have clients that are just can't get out of New York State fast enough, and are constantly complaining about New York State. And here you have someone from traveled across the world to come to upstate New York. So it's all completely relative. And, I think it reminded me of a story of, when I started my business, right? I think when I started my business, I struggled. Real estate is a grind. And if you know the statistics, 95% of realtors are out of business in 2 years. And here I am 25, 30 years later, and we're thriving. But the beginning years were a struggle. And I really, I remember it very well, where you're just trying to do a million things for clients and do a really good job and build a business. And it's really tough. And you scratch your head sometimes. And I remember in the early years, I was wondering, gee, should I just get a job? And I'd come from banking. But I remember the story very well. I was fortunate enough to go through Capital Region leadership, or Tech Valley leadership at the time. But I remember the story of Carl Rosner, who started Cardio Mag, had come from, I think it was Poland, and had escaped the concentration camps. But I remember the story well, and I'll probably mess up the story because it was years ago that I heard it. But just, hiding out in swamps from the Nazis that are trying to kill him, and traveling across countries and getting on a boat and coming over to the U.S. and starting a company. And here I am worried that, we just lost my first transaction. And it really puts things in perspective where, man, just being born in this country, you hit the lottery. So my thought this week is, hey, sometimes we got to take a step back and look at what we have and be grateful for what we have. And I'll tell you, one of the greatest gifts I ever received was from my daughter. And it was this book. It's just a gratitude book. And you start every day and you just write down what you're thankful for. And I think if you're feeling down, sometimes you got to take a step back and look at everything you have in your life, not what you don't have, and not compare yourself to your neighbors. So I think, I just lately had a lot of clients getting down on upstate New York, and obviously, I'm pretty pro New York, and sure, there's some issues with upstate New York, but I think we've got to look at what we've got here and what you've got going on in your life, and just realize that, being born in the U.S. and being a U.S. citizen, if you were born here or if you came here, just being in this country gives you huge opportunities to be grateful for. And I think that Uber driver really put it in perspective for me. And just remember that story of Carl Rosner really reminded me of just how great this country is and how much we have to be grateful for. So, hey, summer's here. I hope you're on vacation. If we can help you in any way with your real estate needs, please give me a call directly. I love talking about real estate. I'll talk your ear off. Anybody that knows me will tell you I will talk about real estate for hours. My direct line, 518-861-7016, extension 104. Look forward to hearing from you. Have an awesome summer. Have a great week. I'm Kevin Clancy. Thanks again for watching.